pictures. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and make sure everything's running good. Looks like it is. So, today on XPlay. Now, today we're going to try to beat sort of a mini boss that I saved for stream. Maybe do a couple of small missions. I don't think our gaming is going to last more than like an hour or two at most. But we are then going to do a couple of reacts. It's going to be a pretty short stream today, I think. Unfortunately. Because your boy's a bit sick. And he's got shit to do. Pardon me. Okay. Okay, get to the game now. Also, we need to go over here real quick. Pause. Who the fuck is that? Sorry. Pull up Chatterino. Alright. We're in the middle of the fight, kind of, but we haven't really done anything to him. So, what I want to do is heal. You don't know me? Okay, guys, calm down. Alright, so, yeah, I don't know if this is how we're supposed to fight him. This is definitely how I'm fighting him. Great. That's right, rat straps, baby, let's go. Also, we don't have explosive bombs equipped, okay? You get hit? Well, you are on fire. There's gotta be a way to explode those things around him. I haven't found a way. Maybe Tear Blast Arrow? Please stop, please stop. Sir, god damn it, you suck. I hate you. You son of a bitch. Alright, let's see if this works. Maybe? It did nothing. Okay. So it's not Terror Blast, Precision, that's Hunter. Fire maybe? Try fire. It's probably gonna take a couple of tries. And I'm okay with that. Fire arrow. Fire arrow. That did nothing. Break. Now hold on. Because I think we have blast ammo. Because I know he's weak to boom boom. Yeah. Sticky bam. Okay, where's all of our bam bam? Okay. Weaponies? There's our Bam Bam. Why did it not equip? Oh, because we had the other one equipped. Okay. Let's get rid of the Tripcaster for now, because I don't think that's going to fucking help us, you know. And then let's try to stick bomb this fucker. You good? Where you at? Yeah, that's doing it. Okay, woo! Try to sneak another one in there. I mean, we got it, but yeah, that's doing it. Look at that health bar. That shit drippity drip drap. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get him from here. Can't tell if we hit him. Oh yeah, from downtown. Hi. No, go ahead, sit. Go ahead. Get a little closer. Fucker. Where you at? Come on. Mommy wants to know. Oh shit, you went over there. Oh, that's great. He's right by a exploding boomer. Excuse me? Oh, I ended up fucking myself here. Ignore me! Okay. We do... What was that? Sticky? Or let's try proximity. Proximity. Simmer down now. Sir, you're going to need a simmer. I require a simmer. You don't want none? Look, he's over there somewhere. Look at that. You don't even know where we are. Look at that. Shit. You're weak, your bloodline's weak, and you're gonna die. Where you at? Where you? Yeah, he thought he was sneaky. He thought he was sneaky. Oh. Okay. Made us waste the bomb. Okay. You know what? We'll craft more. Huh? Now what? Where's your god now? Alright. Let's get some Babamba. La Bamba. Okay. Nope, those aren't the La Bamba we need. These are the La Bamba we need. Okay. Blasting pouch. Oh, it's 10 out of 10. Shut up, Gabriel. Oh, so I was using blast bombs earlier. Cool. That actually helps us. Okay. Where you at, big cat? Yes. That's two. We hit those. Did you not hit those? Yeah, there we go, baby. Hit those. I don't know why it took so long, but fuck it. We're gonna switch to the stickies. We gotta hit this. Oh, I thought he was going back down. Get fucked. They call me the salamander fucker. I don't much enjoy that name, but that's what they call me. Oh shit, okay, hey. Ooh, daddy. Ooh, puppy? Oh no, shit. We don't gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about the fact that I almost fucked up. Get stuck, bitch! Woo! No. Please, Aloy, please. My sweet summer child. No. The booting in the eyes. Come on. Okay, well that hit me. That's important. Let's go ahead and hit our last normal health pot. I think we got this, y'all. I think if we just from downtown, give him a little downtown. Yeah! Right in the booty hole. Got him right in the booty. Hi there. How you doing? I'm gonna go shoot this. Where the fuck up here? Hope it hits you. Did it hit you? Fuck. Wasted a couple there. You know what? Let's hit him with some autos. With some of them good old-fashioned autos. Yeah, you think so, homie. You think so, but what you don't know is fuck you. Damn, I got him for 86. Get fucked. Alright. I thought it would take more tries than that. But it did not. Okay, there's something over here to loot, so we're gonna loot that first. Actually, no, let's loot him first. Because I think that will remain. I don't know that he will. You know what I mean? What you got, homie? Tear foil, resist weave, crystal braid.
Full already.
Yeah, no. Alright, what can we drop, huh? We got so much shit. Better yet, what can we craft? That's what we should be looking into. Get some hunter arrows, get some fire arrows, throw them in there. Probably shouldn't have gotten fire arrows. Simply because we're gonna need it for the bombas. I like proximity bombs a lot. Can't do fire bombs. Okay, maybe we can get it now. Maybe we can get it now. Samadana. Alright, we Samadana'd. Hello, Fox. You thought you were safe? You thought you were safe? Little Fluffy? Little Fluffy had to die. Alright. We also need rats and raccoons. Where's the other thing? It was like a big pile of shit that was like, oh, look at me. Right? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Blaze.
What's in here? Give me all of it.
Quite a blast.
That's great and all, but the problem is we don't know what's good and what's not. What's this? Freeze. That's freeze room route. Can I dis? Oh, I can disassemble. Resistant. Oh, those are for resistance potions? I thought they were for something else. Yeah, let's disassemble Johnny 5, I guess. Sure. Fire killing root. I don't think we're gonna need that many, honestly. I mean, I could be off my game on that one, but we will always take Blaze. I'll say you what. I'll tell you what. Damn it, Bobby. I'll tell you what. Alright, where the fuck is this the pile that I was trying to search when Fuckface interrupted me? There was a pile. That pile's gone, isn't it? We destroyed our pile. I'm not happy about this. Oh no, there it is. Okay. Return to the quarryman foreman. Or the quarry foreman. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, we can do that. What? 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 The fuck just happened? Why'd the world shake, though? Why'd the world get scary? Yeah, you don't like that. Father's upset. Alright, where am I going? What's over here? Anything? This just looks like where I'd put secrets if I were a secret putter. I guess this is probably where we should have been fighting him, huh? It seems like a lot more cover. I mean, I'm sure he could destroy all this shit, but still, it's kind of like, so what? This is just a way better area in terms of movement, but also we had sticky bombs. I mean, so, you know. Yeah, I guess there's nothing here. Unless there's something like in a very secret space. Is there a climby-uppy rock? Nope, no climby-uppy rocks. Although that really looks like it should be. Alright, fuck it. Let's go back to the foreman. Ooh, didn't mean to fucking break our ankles there, but, you know, whatever. What else are ankles good for, you know? Alright, where are we going? No. Yes. Alright. Going up this way. And going up that way. Let's get... Wait, oh, there's a bonfire. Okay. Entering the cut cliffs or whatever. Yeah, we'll talk to you in a second. We gotta save this. Okie dokie, karaoke, artichoke, Annie Oakley, what's up? Give me stuff. My man looks high as fuck.
I've never seen a machine
Yeah,
like
Blaze's
that.
eyes are shit.
Whoa! Nor a hunter so bold.
I've never seen a machine like
Take
that,
this.
to be fair.
It's from the quarry stores, but no one's gonna argue that you don't deserve it. May you walk in the light, friend. Especially when dealing with what comes up from the ground.
The ceasefire is good, but will it lead to peace? How long will it go on?
Oh, a remarkable reward box, that's it? I mean, yay. I'm so happy for that. That's fine. What do we get? Some Blaze? You know what, dude? I can't even be mad about Blaze. Cannot be mad about it. But we are gonna need to get some healing, man. Our healing's kind of whack right now. But we did destroy old big boy there. We got 2 more tonics to find. I don't know how many corrupted zones, but that's like the one thing I truly don't give a fuck about. Hunting grounds. Yep, we did some of this. We sure did. Glint hawks to watcher corpses. Down glint hawks using ropecaster. I don't want to do any of that. I just don't. Hunting for the lodge. Okay, so I have to kill 3 sawtooths. Why don't they just take all the sawtooth shit I've already gotten? Stalkers and ravagers. I don't want to do that either. What's this? Earn. God damn it. It's all about hunting. Alright, fuck it. Let's go into the Borderlands. That's what we're here for anyways, right? Oh, cool. We're like kind of close to it. So let's bop to this campfire. Let's search around, see if we can find some rats and raccoons and shit. Yeah, all that hunting shit just seems boring. Alright. Weapons. I don't think there's anything here we can afford that we want. Snotmaw heart. We've killed so many Snotmaws. How the fuck haven't we gotten Snotmaw heart? Trampler heart. A bunch of skin for a Shadow Rattler. Okay. This one we already have. Yeah, we only in the business of purples at this point. If you ain't got purple, we don't give a shit.
I love this bit.
All right, let's find Erond. See what the hell he's up to. Apparently, this is main storyline. Even though I feel like he's more of the like side story than he is the main. This dude has very little to do with what's actually going on. Unless he ends up being the big bad or some shit, but I don't foresee that happening. I've been wrong before though. Bom 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 bom. Where are we going? Bom 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 over here. Gonna find Aaron, gonna get all of his liquor and take it for ourselves. And he'll have nothing. Ha 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 ha. Wait, where the fuck did he go? Am I just running a big ass circle? Kinda. Alright. Bom 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 bom.
No one goes into the palace without an invitation.
Great. Talk to Murad. Where the fuck is Murad? This shit. Oh, I thought this shit was gonna make me go all over the place. Okay, wait. Who the fuck is Murad? Are you Murad? Oh, hi.
Greetings, Aloy.
What's going on?
I am known as Blameless Murad. Please come with me. You're needed for an important consultation.
What do you mean? Where's Erend?
He's inside, attending the Sun King, where we should be without further delay. Follow me, please.
All of these people are here to see the Sun King.
Feels like a trap.
Yes, and each has come to ask a favor of him. Unpleasant, but that's politics.
Okay. Why does this feel like a trap
The
though?
Sun King is eager to meet you.
Uh-huh.
The machine tamer with a curious eye for detail. It's all very intriguing.
I'm not here to intrigue you.
Too late.
First off, I rarely tame them. I mostly just put my stick in their butt. Secondly, no, that's about it. Really, actually, it's just the one thing. Where are we going?
Ignore them. Nobles are like children who whine when they don't get a second helping of dessert.
Okay. But why does this feel like a trap though?
What's the Sun King like?
The most important thing is what he isn't like. His father.
Not like his father, huh? He's not like Pepe? Little Pepe son? That's what we're calling him today. I'm Pepe's son. Alright, where the fuck? Give me secrets, I just want secrets. Give me all your secrets now. What's in here? I'm going in here. You can't stop me. Ha ha ha. Dun 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 dun. We'll go meet up with him in a second. I'm just a fool who needs all the things. Wow, this is very reminiscent of Last of Us, isn't it? Huh. Okay. Sneaky, sneaky, lemon sneaky. You can't sneak through there. Okay. Then what's the... Okay, whatever. You know what? We'll just go start talking to old people that we don't care about. If that shit don't seem like a damn secret, I don't know what is. Burp. Okay, let's go up in here. Oh, we have to follow Murad. Boring. So... Okay, I'm
I
here.
think you'll find him to be a reasonable man.
I doubt it. So far, I've met nothing but douchebags. And people who aren't douchebags tend to die pretty quick, so... Like I said, The Last of Us. Let's see here. What is going on? I need to look at everything in this place. Alright, fuck it. Murad was over here somewhere. It's the ADHD, man. When my man's being slow as fuck, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go run around and look at everything that isn't you. Wait, did I go the wrong way? I feel like I went the wrong way. What's up, assholes? Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha, I get to do whatever I want. Fuck off. Is he in here? Nope. Alright, Murad. Which way? Which way? Which way? Elevator, got it. Ah, I win. I was trying to fucking scan. No, it's not an elevator.
Aloy of the Nora.
That's what they call me.
She who sees the unseen.
Also what they call me.
Welcome. It would seem you have done me a great service. Errand,
Sure.
tell her what you found.
The rest of my hair.
Checked Ursa's tomb. You were right, Aloy. The body is missing a scar below her right knee. I gave it to Ursa when we were kids.
So it wasn't his
fighting
sister?
over a toy sword.
If the body is not Ursa's, then we must assume she is still alive. And I will not abandon her.
We only know she was taken, not who took her.
I can help with that. Ursa has an enemy among the Oseram. A warlord named Dervahl.
Impossible. Every clan in the claim has been hunting for him since the liberation. He has to be dead by now.
No other Oseram have
My man sounds a lot like Matt Mercer.
Into this trap. I expect to find him lurking somewhere near the
On my
border.
end.
I've already sent an agent to investigate. He'll be waiting for word from us at the marketplace in Pitchcliff. I can't move troops to the border without provoking the Oseram.
Uh-huh.
But I could send a few vanguardsmen.
Okay.
And perhaps an exceptionally gifted Nora as well.
Why do I get brought into everything?
Murad.
I'm like Wolverine.
Let me discuss it with her privately.
Great.
I hate to impose further after all you've done, but this is a matter of great importance to me.
You and Ursa.
It sounds like Ursa means a lot to you.
Learn all the
Without her
things.
Oseram vanguard, I would not have been able to liberate Meridian and end my father's brutal reign.
Uh-huh.
Since then, it has been difficult to maintain peace between our tribes. But Ursa has a way of making her people see reason. So you see, I need her back at my side. And quickly.
Alright. Easy enough?
Who is Dervahl exactly?
To understand Dervahl,
No, I
you
don't.
must first
I
understand
don't
my
need to
father.
understand your father at all.
He truly thought of himself as a sun god. His mind was broken.
Okay.
He believed that blood sacrifice would solve, well, everything. So he raided the other
Unfortunate.
tribes for victims, especially the Oseram.
Especially,
Dervahl fought back. He crafted powerful weapons and rallied his people.
Sure.
My father responded with the ultimate cruelty.
Lego blocks all over the floor.
He captured Dervahl's wife and daughter
Oh, wow.
and sacrificed them in the Sun Ring.
Sure. Yep. That's worse. That's a little worse. Why kidnap Ursa?
So, why would Dervahl go to so much trouble to kidnap Ursa?
He felt she betrayed him. She fought by his side until she realized he planned to raise Meridian and butcher its people. Then she came to me. Together, we stopped him and liberated the city from my father.
Okay.
Dervahl has spent every moment since trying to get revenge.
But,
Mostly on the other Oseram who fought with us.
huh.
He made so many powerful enemies. I thought we'd seen the last of him. I was wrong.
Okay. I'm a little confused by all that. He's trying to
The
get
killers.
vengeance
who
on
attacked the
you
Nora.
for what your dad did, but you also your dad.
I've discovered that they're a faction of Shadow Karja called the Eclipse. They're digging up ancient weapons. Machines that corrupt and control other machines. They want to use them to strike Meridian.
What you're saying echoes reports I've received from Murad, a Shadow Karja splinter group. Corrupted machines across the land.
Sure.
When will this attack come? Do you know?
I'm not exactly sure.
And we will do what we can to prepare. But in the meantime, Ursa is my highest priority. Please, help me find her.
Alright, questions about the cars or send them.
I'd like to ask you something about the Sundom and its politics.
By all means.
Oh, God. I mean, yay, we
They
get to
call
learn
you
more.
a sun god who killed his own father in order
Uh-huh.
to unite the tribes in harmony. Is any of it true?
I mean, he literally just
They
said
say
something
you
that
can
was.
see the invisible, split an arrow at 50 paces, and tame machines at a glance. How much of that is
I
true?
have to shove a stick up their
It's
butt
not
first.
too far off.
Well, I would like to unite the tribes in harmony, but you saw how many courtiers I have to deal with first. Maybe next week.
Your palas.
Quite a place you've got here. You can almost see the little people below the mesa.
Shit.
You don't approve?
Hell no.
Well, I have a secret for you. Neither do I.
Then stop it.
But we must be patient.
Uh-huh.
Change won't come in a single sunrise.
Homie, you're the fucking king
But will
god
it
or
happen
whatever.
at all while men live in palaces?
It might. Eventually. If people like you help me bring it about.
Homie, you can just say, nah, I'm done
Your
with this
politics seem very complicated. The Oseram are friends, but enemies too?
I
Yeah.
couldn't have liberated Meridian
happens.
without the help of Ursa and her Oseram freebooters. Many of them have settled here. But the Ealdormen of the Oseram clans in the Claim have become jealous of their success. So have many Karja nobles. It's a volatile situation, especially given the fact that my father raided the Oseram for years.
bullshit. True.
Ursa helps keep
That
the
makes
peace,
sense.
promising a future based on mutual gain.
But she's not Oseram, right?
Son.
Or is she?
Like Dervahl, will never let go of
Oh
their
shit,
bond.
nobody needs to know about that. There we go. Okay. The Shadow Karja.
What can you tell me about the Shadow Karja?
They're Shadow Karja.
What do they have to do with Ursa?
They are remnants of my father's
Oh,
regime,
holdouts from him. Okay.
holding out at the fortress of Sunfall
Got
to
it.
the
That
west.
tracks. I'm gonna turn me down a little
Like
bit.
him, they care only for domination,
Yeah, there we go.
and
Mike's
seek
old
to
poster
draw
says.
upon the power of the sun by spilling blood in its name. Since Ursa helped me
There
take
we
this city from them, they were perfect scapegoats. Dervahl knew this, of course,
Sure.
and planned it well.
Okay. I think we're good here. I'm
I
short.
need to get going.
I know. Well,
Give me your headdress.
they say kings should never beg. But please, help me find Ursa.
I
Who
would like
says
your
that?
headdress.
Well, Murad, for one.
Fuck Marod.
Don't hesitate to ask him or Aaron
Fuck
if you
Aaron.
have further questions.
Fuck you too. There. I'm gonna learn about you, motherfucker. Come here. Is it the book? Founding a Meridian. Scribe of stuff if you want to know about the things. Go to Pitchcliff. Okay, who the fuck is Pitchcliff? Whee! Well, it's okay. Guess we're going to go all the way. Fucking holy fuck. Wow. Okay. Did not expect to have to go that far. But hopefully we find just a lot of campfires on the way there. Like I said, we're only going to be gaming for another like 20, 30 minutes before we switch over to some reactions, so I'm not too concerned. Hone your hunting skills, okay. We do also need to find a lot of medicine. Are you medicine? You are medicine. Give me all your medicine. You're not what I was trying to do. Okay, more medicine. There we go. Do we need fish skin? Well, I don't think there's fish here anyways. Okay, so let's cross the Rebar, as they call it. That's its proper name, Rebar. Medixian. We don't need any more corruption glaze. Pretty sure we're all glazed up on that. Hippity pappity, hippity happity. What is this? Medicine. We do need a bunch of fire kiln root though. Yay! No, not fire kiln root. Fuck, the other one. Blaze, we need blaze. Damn it. Didn't mean to pick up fire kiln root. Forgot you take two.
Save this for later.
Now where's the bunny? I want to put the bunny back in the box. There's fish. Okay. I don't remember if we need fish stuff, but I'm gonna assume we need fish stuff, so. Smack the fuck out. That's good. Alright, one fish. Is there no two fish? Is that fire? Nope. What the fuck? Oh, it's a watcher. Okay, I heard the snake music.
Stocking up.
Yep. Machine site discovered. Shell walker. Okay. I know what I want to do. What I want to do is go here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to book to the holy shit. Are those all snap moths? Those are all snap moths. Okay. What manner of bullshit am I hearing? Oh, it's a boar. Oh, y'all got me fucked up. Oh, that's a shit mouth. That's a shit mouth, guys. A good old shit mouth. Okay. Excuse me. Please ignore me. I don't want to fuck with you at this very moment in time. I will be fucking with you as soon as I say it. Psych. I'm gonna go over here and take the shit first. Then I'm gonna fuck. Okay. Now we need some fire arrows because this boy's a weak boy to fire.
Gotcha.
Okay, I did it. Okay, motherfucker. Calm that shit right down. Go then, mate. Please let me out of the water. Can I not get the Radster trophy? Okay, chill water. Don't care about chill water. Alright. Perfect. And what we'd want to do is go get the flower. Oh, let's save it first. While we're here. Excuse me. Coming through. Heckin' gosh. Oh my gosh. It's Heckin' Genesis. How you doing, sir? Damn. Yeah, 11 months. Holy shit, sir. How you been? Oh my gosh. I saw you were streaming last night, so I was hanging out, well, I hung out in your stream for a minute, and then our power went out, so I just went my ass to sleep. Oh, didn't like it. Didn't like that at all. Was it last night? I don't know. The last, like, 3 days have blended together. But how you been? Not gonna lie, your boy's been a little sick. Heckin' sweet. Stream for, I don't know, 11 hours. See? Haha, so it was last night. What were you streaming? Was it Resident Evil? I feel like it was Resident Evil.
Saving these for the trail.
Hello. What the hell is that? Corruption zone, though. Oh god. Hell no. Hell no. Daddy don't want to go there. Oh, Tales Symphonia. That's right. Okay, it was Tales Symphonia. There we go. See, I'm a smart boy with smart brain that knows how good thought. So, you know. A Ravager is weak to being hurt? I mean, what the fuck? Okay, whatever. No. Aloy. Okay, let's go back to fire. I think I like fire here. Nope. This is bad. Hold on. You bastard. It's gonna tear apart his no, my butthole. Oh no, I did the wrong. Put it in, put it in. Yeah. Okay. It's classic. A day before the remake came out. Damn, son. That's fucking respect. That's what that is. Damn it, I want the wires. Daddy wants the wires. Oh, man. What's all this? Common resource, primary crafting, corruption ammunition. Okay. I don't think we need that much of it, though, right? So let's go ahead and disassemble some of it. Dude. Oh, you haven't, I see, getting the remake. You haven't even thought about getting the remake. Honestly, can't blame you. I get it. 100%. Like, to be fair, I'm a little burnt out on this.
Should give me the upper hand.
Well, I guess I got this now. Simply because it's, like, gameplay-wise very similar to, some other stuff we've played. You know what? Maybe we can fuck with that corruption zone. Ooh, I kind of want to fuck with that corruption zone now. Hold up, hold up, hold up. This might be the dumbest idea we've had in a minute, but... Are you dead? Oh, God. No ammo? What? That's unfair. No, fuck you. You can't run out of ammo. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, buddy boy. Hold up. Where's the corruption? Oh, wait, shit. Those are the arrows. Fuck. Okay. Leave me alone. No, Mommy doesn't like this. Mommy doesn't like it. Hello. Mommy is scared. Oh, God, why? Oh, God, please. Get away from me. How many of you are there? Okay. One at a time, baby. One at a time. No. Mother. Please get me to the potion that I need. Oh my God, why is this happening to me? Is it because I made a mistake? Oh God, please stop it. Made a mistake today. Okay, hold on. We're going to fire. Fire has served us well. We're going to scratch our nose. Looks like much the original for me. Oh, yeah. No, I feel you. Oh, that did fuck all. Oh, God. Why is this happening? I don't like it. I didn't do anything to deserve this. I'm lying. Okay, where is he? Where's the one that's almost dead? That's the one we need. Y'all, please. Yo, I heard him. Is that the one that's almost dead? That's not the one that's almost dead. That's wildly unfair. Hold up. Fuck, we only have proximity bombs? Oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna make a mistake. Okay, hold up. No. I don't wanna die. So let's try not to die. Shit. Can't do that either, okay. Wait, do we have Blaze? If we have Blaze, that's a game changer, baby. That's the wrong bomb batch. We do have Blaze. Okay, that's gonna have to do it, baby. That's gonna have to do it. Where's my... No, not the fucking rock, you stupid. Okay. There we go, okay. Hold on. so fucking stupid. I think the idea here is to not fuck with them right now. There's that stupid ass Ravager. Did we already fuck him up? Is it gonna count it somehow? Alright. We have a while to... Yeah, we have a while back to get to him. It's unfortunate. But you know what? That's okay. We do have to kill a Ravager up here. I think we can take those guys out, but I don't want to have to go through all this shit over and over and over, you know? If we find a closer save point, I think we'll be okay. Where's that Raptor? There he is. Blaze, please? Fuck, I hate fire killing route. It does nothing. Ah, it's the goggles. Okay, let's go ahead and hit him with corruptions, and then... Okay, there. Then we can hit him with the precisions. Hit him with the... Sir, where are you going? You see this man? No good. Halfway there, living, damn it, on a prayer, take my fuck, and I'll make it, I swear, living on a prayer, boom, 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 boom.
Got you!
Here, come on. Oh, I'm gonna get you. Ooh, 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 motherfucker. Get the big fuck, big guy. Aioli? I don't know that I've ever had aioli. So I'll call it top an opinion if I haven't had it. Is that fire killing root? Yeah, we don't care about fire killing. Fire killing root for fucking scrubs. Okay, what do we need off of you? Chill wire, sparker, and wire. Definitely a sparker and the wire. So let's go to our inventory. Let's scrap up some resources while I don't wait all scrap-a-roo. What don't we use? We don't use corruption glaze root, like, is remotely as much as we should, I'm assuming. So let's go ahead and disassemble like 2 stacks of that. Then what else? What's this? Chill water? You know what? Let's disassemble. Disassemble. There you go. Couple stacks of that. Okay, now we should be good, right? Cool. From here, we want to get that. That's what we want. That's the whole reason we came here. But there's a save point right ahead. So that's where we're going. We're going to the save point. We're gonna... Man, I hope that's still here when we come back. I'm sorry. What the hell did I just hear? Huh. Going the right way. I thought I'd have some insight as I am playing as aioli.
Can't be too prepared.
I mean, just because you played as someone doesn't mean you tasted them. Not a fan of what I just said. But it's not wrong. Fuck is that? Oh, that's another sawtooth. Bitch ass sawtooth. Wait, what? How do we pass the... Where's the fire? Oh, I guess I'm done. Okay, so what we want to do is get this little motherfucker right here. I used to be so against killing the foxes, and I still kind of am, just because they're adorbs, but you need their skin sometimes. Ooh, maybe we can make a pouch of better carrying capacity. We cannot. What does this one need? Rabbit skin. What's this one need? Rat skin. What's this one need? Raccoon skin. Okay, so all the R's. Pardon me. We've gotta have the R's. Gotta have the pops. All right. So that's where we want to go. even though the quest is way bumfuck up there somewhere. We also want to go to this. So let's give it one more quick save. And then I think we're gonna react by watching the Cody Shody pretty soon. Makes you a weirdo. I taste every game cartridge CD I purchase. It's true. It's true. I mean, isn't that how people found out about the Switch taste thing? It's the normal way to go about your life. Taste all your cartridges. Taste all your CDs. Oh, well, this isn't confusing and upsetting. Okay. Confetting. Upsoozing. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead. At the very least, we're gonna get the Melflower and hopefully the Banuk statue before we can, there it is. There's the Melflower. Okay, part one of hitting our microphone with our elbow. I need a new mic stand. That's the next big thing. I keep putting it off. I put it off for like 2 years. And then when I do that, I have to like reset the whole mic, which is fine because it's something that needs to be done. I feel like our audio is subpar compared to where it can be, especially with the equipment we have. But yeah, that arm, that's just, it's seen better days. The star of many plays. I was gonna get some protein powder so I could try to bulk up, but I might just end up getting a new boom arm before then. Okay. Gibbo is trying to be the big old slow bully. Alright, where are we going? Alright. Let's get the Banuk. And let's give it a save and we'll watch Cody Shody. You down for some Cody Shody there? Mr. Heckengosh. Milk flowers tend to make rooms awkward. It's not their fault. The feeling is unquestionable. It's true. Can't question that feeling. Nope. There are sounds that I hate. That is all of them. Hawk ass, bitch ass.
They're angry.
Bitch ass, old stupid ass. Old witty ass, old hawk ass, old fucking heroin ass. Girl! No. Ain't nobody took out your Glint Hawk friend. Please leave me alone. Okay. I used to watch Cody every day until he started making all episodes over an hour long. Now I don't have time. That's fair. That's why I watch it on stream. Like, generally speaking, I really don't have the time to watch stuff like that either, you know? That's also why I find it difficult to be able to, like, catch your streams all the time. Because I barely have time to, you know, stream myself. So what I'll end up doing is just putting yours on in the background and then falling the fuck asleep like a coward. What's this?
Some kind of figurine.
Oh, it's the Banuk figure. Wow, that was quick. Okay, we need one more, baby. One more Banuk. And we need one more tier 3 metal flower and 3 more tier 2s. We're doing okay.
I think it's
I'm pretty
Banuk.
proud of us, you know? I would say we're all good, smart ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, the princess is here. See her. This beat is automatic super. Okay. I don't like how close that's getting me to little crab legs over there. Is there... Okay. We're gonna eat ourselves. Man, we just need to find a save point now. And then we're gonna switch over. But I don't like any of what I'm not seeing here, which is everything. Yep, I'm sure there is a crab guy over there. Fuck him. I ain't dealing with nothing today. No. Yeah, is that medicine?
Never
Hell
know.
yeah, let's go. Damn, there's seriously the only fucking campfires right there? Jesus Christ,
Need
okay.
these?
Guess we're backtracking, boys and girls. backtrack. I'll be doing the sleeps now. Got it. Oh, for street sweeping at noon. I got you. As a matter of fact, I think I have to go take the trash out for trash day. You handle your business, sir. Next time you're streaming, I will do my best to catch it. And I appreciate you stopping by. A good
Can't
sir.
carry more.
You're the best. Around, no one's ever gonna keep you down. Alright, what are we doing? What's this? Corruption glaze, chill water. You know, dude, I'm thinking chill water. What's this? Watcher line. These are all things that are like worth more though. And things that we can use for other shit. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of some chill water. Oh, unfortunate, but we persevere. I'm trying, son. I'm trying. Alright. We're gonna watch Cody Shody in about a minute here. Holy dicks! What is that? Okay. Let's just leave. Let's just go. God! What the fuck? I think we made a mistake. Guys, I think we made a mistake. They're coming. Let's do a cigar. I'd take that you would tell us. Now it's gone. The whole world now. Okay, hold up. Please call me father. Why should it have to get like this? Wait, what? There's another one over there. Oh, good. I managed to piss off everything in here. My bug. My bug's all bugs, boys. I don't even know where I'm Bug. Get out of my bug. Get out of here. Hold up. I might fight you once next to the top there. I don't even know what the fuck that thing is. What is it, like a charger or something? That's not a charger. I have no idea what that is. Okay, everything seems to have chilled the fuck out. Thank God for that. Yeah, okay, we're gonna switch over to the Cody Show because this is a nightmare. We live in Nightmare Town. Population this. We do need one more Bannock though. We need one more Bannock. We got two raptors. Sorry, I'm just looking to see what we need. Okay. Where are the other metal flowers now that we're here? There's 4 left in this freaking game. One is way the fuck up there, which is crazy unfortunate. One is way over there, one's way over there. That's 3. No más? No más poquito? Por favor, no más. Por favor, no más poquito. Okay, it's 1, 2, and 3. And there's our last Bannock as well. Second to the last tall boy. Damn, I don't know. I just don't know what to do with myself. Yeah, I have no idea where the last metal flower is. That's fuck. Okay. Well, we do need 4, right? Like, am I stupid? No, we need 4. Okay. These are precision arrows. Let's craft up some ammo before we get out of here, huh? We definitely aren't going to use blaze. stickies for fucking wires. We will do that. And nope, we will do, yes, one of those is fine. Terrablast arrows, yeah, those are pretty good. We'll fucking throw all those in there. Nope. We love our stickies, so let's get the sticky icky. Why don't we, huh? Get glass? No. That's okay. That's okay. What do we got here? Fire bombs? No. Alright, let's hit that save one more time. So what we're going to do is we're going to definitely do a lot of stuff off screen. I just realized that we're like kind of in the middle of something on screen. That's okay. This is fine. This is fine. I'm not going to trip. All right. We'll do that. And we're switching over to some Cody Shody, why don't we, huh? And while we switch over to Cody Shody, let me go ahead and change our title here. Just chatting. We're also going to put politics and why? Why there are so many train derailments? Okay. Updated. Close. Let's kick over to the Discord. Boom, here we are. Okay. So, why are there so many train derailments?
Hello, news chiclets. Chiclets, like the candy?
Sure. It's not candy, it's a gum.
Little chickens?
Chicle.
Anyway, I'm five-time Golden Necktie Award winner Cody Johnston, a newsman, a man of the news, and welcome to Newsman. And here is some news, a train derailment. No, not the recent Seminole Gulf Railway train derailment with propane, the recent Norfolk Southern train derailment carrying hazardous materials.
In Ohio.
No, not the recent Norfolk Southern train derailment involving hazardous materials in Detroit, the recent Norfolk Southern train derailment in Ohio.
There you go.
Okay, damn it. All right. No, not the recent Norfolk Southern train derailment in Ohio near Springfield. The recent Norfolk Southern train derailment in Ohio in East Palestine.
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Finally got there. My gosh, boy, that was a real... What's the word? Like, when nothing goes right and it's just a huge catastrophe? A real plane wreck. That's the phrase.
Yep.
Anyway.
You
East Palestine.
All right, let's throw chatter in.
Why? Hey, good, weirdly worded question. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this one train derailment, even though there have been a ton more since it, including ones that happened while we were writing this episode and presumably filming and editing this episode.
Jesus.
So on February 3rd, 2023, a Norfolk Southern rail line in East Palestine, Ohio derailed, throwing 38 cars off the track, where trains live,
Right, yes,
and
they
into
live
the
on the track.
grass,
This is
where
accurate.
plants and animals live. Of the roughly 3 dozen cars that derailed, 11 were carrying hazardous material, and 12 caught on fire. Investigations revealed that it was likely a malfunction of a wheel bearing overheating and failing that caused the derailment. While nobody was killed or injured during the derailment itself, the train cars were carrying a variety of flammable and
See, this is multiple problems on multiple levels, starting from infrastructure up to obviously corporate greed and not wanting to properly inspect and fix any aspect of their trains or have enough staff on board their trains. It's also a failure of public transit, which is something you see in places like Japan or large swaths of Europe even, where there's not as many cars and you have things like trains that take people to and fro large distances. And it's frustrating because you look at those things and you see how well put together their trains are, how modernized their trains are, how modernized their tracks are, how clean everything is, particularly in Japan, but also in other areas like Amsterdam and what have you. And it just shows that we are the absolute fucking opposite of a front runner. We're the back runners when it comes to things like this. When it comes to not just public transit, but obviously infrastructure and curtailing corporate greed and forcing them to have proper regulation so that shit like this doesn't happen. Frustrating.
and toxic chemicals.
But, I mean, that's
but if
obviously
you're
gonna be the point
worried
of
that
this
those
episode.
chemicals were accidentally released into the environment, allow me to calm those fears by assuring you that they absolutely were not accidentally released into the environment. They were intentionally released into the environment. Hooray. Celebrate. We have balloons? We don't. Okay. On February 6th, there was a controlled release of toxic fumes from the burning train cars by Norfolk Southern, which was done out of concern there would be an explosion. The presumably very smelly cloud included a laundry list of chemicals that sound like one of the Joker's gift receipts. Stuff like vinyl chloride, butyl acrylate, isobutylene ethylacrylic, ethylene glycol monobutyl ether, and Arceus vaporeon.
Vaporeon? That was a Pokemon.
Last one's a Pokemon.
Sure was.
But the rest of those that were pronounced correctly are very real chemicals that are arguably just as lethal as the most formidable Charizard.
You bastard.
The EPA reported that 5 chemicals known to be toxic were released into the air, soil, and external bodies of water near East Palestine, which again is the area where plants and animals live. Animals like puppies, scorpions,
Humans.
and also people like Furf Jenkins, East Palestine's veteran mail carrier.
Is that
now,
really?
I don't actually know anyone in East Palestine,
Okay.
and therefore can't confirm whether Furf is still slinging mail
That looks
or if he
like a
actually
stock
exists.
hotel. Yeah,
I
there we
merely
go.
picked his name at random to represent the people of East Palestine and underline the point that human beings live in the area where Norfolk Southern blew up their poison train. A thing they did not have to get permission from anyone to do, especially
insane.
not Furf.
That's insane.
One of the chemicals released, vinyl chloride, has been linked to liver cancer, according to the National Cancer Institute. Additionally, when vinyl chloride burns, it
has.
becomes phosgene and hydrogen chloride, which are highly toxic gases. They're the super
phosphorus?
shredder to vinyl chloride's regular value meal shredder.
Great.
And wouldn't you know it, government
think it's a
authorities
shredder.
identified phosgene and hydrogen chloride as fumes that were produced by the train cars.
Of course.
For context, phosgene was responsible for most of the chemical weapons deaths in World War I.
Wow.
It is colorless with a strong odor that causes breathing problems and vomiting. Fun chemistry facts we discovered while dousing people with it in war's glorious name. Furf remembers the war, doesn't he? He remembers what he did, doesn't he? And just in case you thought you'd seen the final
Terrifying.
escapee in this chemical jailbreak, butyl acrylate was also released as a result of the derailment. According to the CDC, acute exposure to butyl acrylate can cause irritation to the eyes, skin,
Sure.
and respiratory tract, including breathing problems. So bad,
Duh.
naughty stuff needs a spanking, these naughty chemicals do. Luckily, the town of East Palestine was evacuated in the immediate aftermath for 5 days.
Yep.
On
And they
February
each given
8th,
1,000
5 days
bucks.
after the
Congrats.
derailment and 2 days after the controlled release of the toxic fumes, residents were instructed by Republican Governor of Ohio, Mike DeWine, that it was safe to return. But despite these
Cool governor,
assurances,
much- yeah.
residents weren't so convinced and
Fucking
didn't
loser.
exactly trust Norfolk Southern or the local authorities after the train had just ripped a big toxic fart on their town.
We have to have proper testing. We cannot get a 2 and a 2-3, and then your papers say 1.
You're not satisfied with the testing that's been done at your house?
No, and you're gonna smell it as soon as you go into my house.
I don't feel safe taking my kids into town,
I wonder why.
especially to the house. Like my neighbor right across the street from me, literally, got diagnosed yesterday with chemical pneumonia.
What does the government do? Whose responsibility is it? Because I'm not quite sure that the Norfolk Southern is really doing much.
Don't blame these people at all. Their concerns are pretty darn reasonable given that the choo-choo kaboom has been killing thousands of animals in the area. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources has estimated that over 43,000 aquatic animals have died following the derailment. And I may not be an ecologist, but that seems like a lot of animals to poison all at once. Indeed, one might argue too many. If my math is right, that's roughly 425.7 metric Cruella de Vils in one mass poisoning. People reported their pets getting sick or dying, including chickens, cats, and dogs. And although these reports haven't been officially quantified, once you start getting piles of dead frogs, I'm honestly gonna believe you about your dead chickens. That's not a huge jump.
Not at all.
Frogs are the chickens of the creek.
Of course.
Ah,
We all
I
know
said
that.
jump like a frog. Hop, hop. But seriously, many animals have died. And still, the information coming out of East Palestine has been confusing at best. Even though several photos and videos taken of the ongoing event have gone viral, it's unclear what exactly they're depicting.
Oh yeah, this one. I've seen this one. Weird shit. It is sunset.
Wow.
That's oil.
Look at all that.
Look at it.
It's all in the bottom of the creek bed.
Sure.
That rainbow sheen could be chemicals forming a film on the water, but it could be wokeness run amok. It could also be biofilm, an organic substance created by dead or decaying animals, which would make sense given the sheer number of the aforementioned deceased fish and frogs. So the water could just be filled with more dead animals than the back room of a pet store rather than polluted with toxic chemicals. And wouldn't that be a relief?
No.
So, okay, how polluted are things? Is it really safe for people to be going about their daily lives, swimming through that chemical cloud like they're conducting business on a foggy London morn? There's a lot of confusing information flying around, in addition to the toxic chemicals flying around. And distrust of officials is high, for obvious reasons. When you let railroad billionaires duke their dirty train poison all over town because corporate profits have more rights and power than the American people, your constituents are going to look at you, dare I say, askance. Ohio state and federal officials have said that they have not detected dangerous levels of chemical substances in homes they have tested or in the municipal water. But these are the same officials that said it was safe for residents of East Palestine to come back into their homes even as all the dogs and cats were dying in each other's arms like the characters in Chernobyl, the HBO show.
Nope, terrifying.
And the real event, I guess. But mostly the HBO show. And true, it's not outrageous to
scary and
believe that drinking water might be safe even if the surface waterways are polluted. But the water testing itself has been,
bad.
A little messy. A little sloppy, a little drunk at a Build-A-Bear workshop, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Which is not generally the vibe you want during the aftermath of a catastrophic train derailment.
No, you think
While the Ohio EPA has been doing weekly tests of the water, Norfolk Southern has also been testing the water and has reportedly had issues in terms of sampling errors, such as air bubbles in the samples, or samples not being acidified correctly according to EPA guidelines.
So
it doesn't mean that drinking water is necessarily unsafe, but it's weird to conduct your testing more loosely than a hungover driving instructor when you're trying to convince people that their drinking water isn't death elixir. Also, locals are still reporting symptoms like headaches, fatigue, skin irritation, and anxiety, which could be caused by pollutants or by the overwhelming psychological trauma of a chemical explosion.
Yeah,
perhaps both. Both sides. Because at Norfolk Southern, their motto is, eat fistfuls of shit and fear, you peasants.
Wow.
It's not as catchy as it could be, but it's pretty close. They should tweak it. Also, their mascot is a railroad tycoon polishing his monocle behind the wheel of a locomotive, riding along a track of human bones. It's captivating imagery.
I love that.
Can you just see it on a t-shirt? Get them while they're definitely real. To be clear, when we say that the symptoms some of the people of East Palestine are experiencing may be psychological, we don't mean that people are making up their symptoms or that their symptoms aren't real and serious. Psychogenic illness in response to anxiety over contamination is a real and documented thing. Physical symptoms can originate from mental distress, so that's a possibility. But it's also very possible that people are having reactions to actual chemicals still left behind by the derailment. And I'm not a doctor.
Maybe we should do the right
legally,
testing.
but it seems like we should, at the very least, be taking these reported symptoms very seriously when the short and long-term health of the population of an entire town is on the line.
Yes.
The EPA has conducted a number of air quality tests in the area and found that the 79 chemicals that they've been monitoring have been below levels of concern for short-term exposure, and predict that the concentrations will dissipate. Texas A&M University researchers analyzed the EPA's data, and while their testing mirrors the results of the EPA, the researchers noticed that there are significant amounts of compounds that can cause headaches, eye and lung irritation, and, in the long term, cancer. A particularly concerning chemical noted by the A&M analysis is acrolein, of which they found levels that were sometimes above the threshold for long-term health consequences to people's lungs.
Okay.
Texas A&M researchers acknowledged that residents would have to be exposed for months or
okay.
years
Well,
to
I mean,
see
they
some of these health
theoretically are, so
issues.
that's will be.
And the EPA contends that the concentration of the chemicals are likely to go down, meaning people wouldn't be exposed to high enough levels to pose a serious health risk.
Right.
So basically, the EPA is admitting that these chemicals can damage people's breathing or even give them cancer, but because the levels are so low,
maybe
they won't? Like garnishing your macchiato with a light misting of arsenic. Just enough to get the tongue numb. This, probably and maybe actually aren't comforting words for residents who had a poison train explode in their backyards. Also, as we noted at the top of this episode, this keeps happening. Just keeps happening. Trains apparently derail every damn day in America, and it's not comforting to know that it's not a major chemical disaster most of the time. Car accidents also happen every day, but you know, cars aren't on permanent tracks and are kind of dependent on hundreds of people on the road driving safely. And if every 0.1% of the time a car crash created a TNT-style explosion that wiped out a city block, we would find those odds unacceptable. Or like, if hypothetically someone was manufacturing cars that would occasionally drive on their own and crash and then burst into flames, that totally hypothetical scenario would be very concerning despite how rare it was. And so the chemical effects being temporary in this one event doesn't really calm the mind when it's part of a larger systemic issue. So what are we gonna do about this, if anything? And why did it happen? Why? These are great questions. I am asking right now. I'm very smart at the questions and can juggle very well. And to answer those questions, I'm gonna need to take an ad break to charge my big juggler's brain, you see. So enjoy these advertisements as much as an advertisement can be enjoyed.
Repairing,
which is
trains looking into
lots of as much. Hey there, news fans! You know what I love? Power. Specifically, the kind of power that can't be bought. A power that comes from within. I'm speaking, of course, about high-voltage electricity. I once ran through an electrical substation and died. But you know what stayed intact? My Shady Rays sunglasses. They're my power glasses, you see. They make me feel powerful, and they also are powerful, in that every pair of Shady Rays is designed to be extra durable, so you can take them everywhere you choose to explode. They're so confident that they will replace your pair if you lose or break them, which you won't. You have too much power to break them. What's better than getting one pair of Shady Rays and not worrying if you break or lose them? Getting 2 pairs! Go to shadyrays.com/more news and use code more news. And for a limited time, when you buy 1 pair of Shady Rays, you'll get a second pair free. That's shadyrays.com/more news. Code more news to get a second pair of Shady Rays for free. shadyrays.com/more news. Code more news. Feel the exploding power of sunglasses and also an electrical substation. Hey, hello, hi, we're back. We were just discussing the Norfolk Southern train derailment and the effects it had on the local people and environment, because we love fun. And now it's time to sink our luscious, sexy teeth into the consequences. What has been done? What could have been done? Has anyone gained superpowers from the chemicals where they turn invisible or at least have a bunch of spikes on them, like that guy whose name I can't guess from X-Men 3? To answer that last question first, no. And to guess, Hug Monster?
That's the one.
You know, like, watch out or he'll hug you and stick you with spikes at some point during the hug. X-Men 3, the best MCU movie that's in the MCU. Have fun in the comments. But the EPA ordered Norfolk Southern to test for toxic dioxins, which the EPA said it will oversee. Great! That sounds reasonable and responsible. Unlike the plan to deal with said dioxins, which is to send the contaminated soil around the derailment to a nearby incinerator and burn it. That plan has come under harsh criticism, including some from former EPA official Kyla Bennett, who has now become an environmental activist highly critical of the EPA.
Yeah.
Her fear is that we don't actually know the extent of what chemicals may be in the soil, and that burning them would just release whatever's in there into the air, which is way worse than just leaving it in the dirt where it is. Even the EPA itself has stated in the past that burning chemical compounds found in the soil would be iffy, writing in a technical brief that the effectiveness of incineration to destroy certain compounds and the potential to create harmful byproducts in the process is not well understood. Even the incinerator itself is kind of shady. According to reporting by The Guardian, the Heritage Thermal Services incinerator burns Department of Defense chemical waste, resulting in a federal lawsuit filed by local environmental groups. It was also the subject of the EPA investigation that found the facility had violated the Clean Air Act almost 200 times between 2010 and 2014.
Seems like too many
and has
times.
currently
Seems like
recorded
maybe too
violations
many
in
times.
8 of the last 12 quarters. So I'm not an incineration specialist legally, but that facility seems like maybe not the best choice in this situation. Indeed, it kind of seems like the equivalent of a government-mandated tire fire. But I guess it's not as if there are any great options after you crash a chemical train in a small town and then burn its contents to prevent a real disaster. Another question is whether Norfolk Southern acted hastily in releasing the burning chemicals from the railway car. As we mentioned earlier, Norfolk contends this was done to prevent a possible explosion. But it turns out that not everyone was on board with the whole let's release chemicals into the air plan. And that includes hazardous materials specialist Sil Caggiano, a retired Ohio fire chief who was also a member of Ohio's Hazardous Materials Technical Advisory Committee.
So he seems like he probably knows what the fuck he's
Nuked
talking
a
about.
town with chemicals so we could get a railroad open. And we're going to be looking at this thing 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line and wondering, gee, cancer clusters could pop up, well water could go bad.
Mustache Sill claims that Norfolk Southern detonated the containers, quote, because the alternatives to what they did would have taken too long and cost them too much money. If they had put the fire out, they would still have had to handle every one of those containers and its content as hazardous waste, all non-marketable. And they would have to have gotten rid of all that contamination. This way, they don't have contamination anymore. It burned up and it spread over God knows how much. They got off very cheap in my book. But Sil Caggiano's just one mustache with a really cool name and a really cool mustache. What's one awesome name against the mighty Norfolk Southern? How many mustaches do they have? We don't know. We can't know. They will not tell us. But Pennsylvania Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro, whose name is markedly less cool, is also criticizing Norfolk Southern for their hastiness in detonating the train containers. In a letter to the CEO of Norfolk Southern, Governor Shapiro claimed that Norfolk Southern didn't want to explore other possibilities, and that their decision to burn the chemicals in order to clear the rail line more quickly, quote, injected unnecessary risk and created confusion. However, when asked about this, Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw rebutted by pointing out, quote,
Governor DeWine and Governor Shapiro and Mayor Conaway and Fire Chief Drabeck and the National Guard were all aligned that this was the right decision to make in terms of public safety.
Ooh, I love a good he said, especially when the well-being of thousands of people are at stake. He said that we can't legally play this song. According to Governor Shapiro's letter, Norfolk Southern personnel acted on their own at the scene, separate from local agencies, which caused confusion. And at the time of this writing, at least 30 lawsuits have already been filed against Norfolk Southern, alleging that both...
I'll be back. I have to do something.
His arm is so f***ing cool.
Everyone shut the f*** up and look at my watch. Shut the f*** up and look at your watch.
Everyone shut the f*** up and look at my watch. Give it back. I will Bob Barker your ass.
Full Metal Abridged. Only on Arrogant Dubs.
high school boy.
This is so funny.
What is 4 cute girls? What could go wrong? Shutting down.
Oops. Guess I'll have to finish it. Doki Doki Dubbed. Only on Arrogant Dubs. Just watch it.
Okay, we're back. Thought I would have to hands out to the curb, but apparently that has already been done, so yay. All right.
Both the initial derailment and the following planned detonation of chemicals was negligent. According to a lawsuit filed by Morgan & Morgan, the chemicals shouldn't have leaked out in the first place, not even after derailment.
The neighbor helped
And the
us out
decision
there.
to dump over 1 million pounds of cancer-causing vinyl chloride directly into the environment was just the chemically burned cherry on top of this sundae of failure. Just a real hideous cherry, a real Phantom of the Opera looking piece of shit. Hell yeah! Look at that little phantom mask on him. It's adorable and sexy and hideous.
There you go.
Yum. So in other words, it seems like Norfolk Southern is doing its best to be recognized as the greatest threat in Captain Planet's rogues gallery, right in front of Sludge and the Sweaty Oiler. If you're
Those are
watching
names.
this and saying to yourself, man, it really seems like a potentially massive environmental disaster in small town America should be bigger news, you're absolutely right. Unfortunately, one of the initial issues with the derailment was getting news stations to pay attention to it at all. In fairness, the country had something far more urgent to focus on at the time.
The giant Chinese balloon that had been floating
Fucking
across
balloon.
parts of the United States has been shot down.
Well, new details have emerged about the Chinese spy balloon investigation.
In February, a suspected Chinese spy balloon flew over the United States.
The Pentagon, as you may have heard, is now tracking a very high-altitude Chinese spy balloon over the northern United States.
Damn you, Sky Orb! And f you too! The sighting of the Chinese balloon was reported on February 2nd, and the East Palestine, Ohio derailment occurred on February 3rd. Media Matters did an analysis of the balloon versus the train derailment coverage, and they found that from February 4th to the 13th, there were only 2 programs that bothered to discuss how weak our regulations for hazardous materials are, specifically due to rail lobbyists that absolutely include people representing Norfolk Southern.
of course.
They also found that exactly 0 of the big corporate broadcasts discussed the lack of safety regulations.
Oh, wow.
So even when it was being covered, nobody was really talking about the role deregulation, incompetence, and plain old greed had played in the disaster.
There's that word.
So if you feel like the coverage of the Ohio derailment has been spotty and inconsistent and took too long to trickle into the national discourse, you're probably not imagining things. An article by Molly Taft for Gizmodo reveals that there are only 3 newspapers in the county that contains East Palestine, and all 3 of them are owned by the same company and have a tiny staff that includes 0 environmental reporters.
Wow, okay.
And the 2 local news outlets closest to East Palestine have, of course, suffered
they were
massive
owned by
layoffs in recent years, as is the custom for journalism these days. This meant there were few resources to cover and disseminate news about the derailment. In addition, a reporter who was trying to cover the catastrophe was arrested in a shocking response by law enforcement. Sorry, I meant a typical and routine response by law enforcement.
Let's go. Let's go. You're under arrest. Under arrest.
For what? What is he doing? We're just like trying to hurt this dude.
Apparently, if you want to be a hard-hitting reporter, you have to get hit hard by the police. The reporter, Evan Lambert of News Nation, was trying to cover a news conference on the derailment held by Ohio's Republican Governor Mike DeWine. According to the Washington Bureau Chief of News Nation, Mike Viqueira, Lambert was quietly talking while setting up a live
and they were
shot.
like, "Oh, you can't
Local
talk."
law enforcement then confronted Lambert and said he was out of line for talking when the governor was talking. Apparently, talking while Mike DeWine is speaking is illegal because he is some sort of celestial emperor. Should have offered him cheese with that DeWine. Waka waka! Police brutality! After Lambert said he was just doing his job and hadn't broken any laws, they dragged him to the ground because this country rules and is totally normal.
Absolutely.
Charges against Lambert were
Makes
ultimately
sense.
dropped, although I can't imagine what the charges even were. talking out of turn, I guess, because this is study hall. Anyway, Molly Taft, the Gizmodo writer I mentioned earlier, contends that the lack of strong media coverage and investigative reporting, in combination with a weak response from the Biden administration, has helped to fuel right-wing talking points about a grand conspiracy to poison people. And she's super not wrong. If no one reliable is giving you any answers, you are going to turn to whoever is offering them. Like how I learned to build a shed through Pornhub comments after Home Depot banned me for sleeping in their gardening section. It's exactly like that thing I just described. Exactly. There's no difference anyway. Because of these talking heads looking to make a buck off of hysteria, vague conspiracies and overgeneralizations now surround the Ohio disaster. In between treatises over how much he wants teens to get married and pregnant and how trans people are womanhood vampires, professional creep and dead-eyed freak Matt Walsh found time to tweet some S-tier goofball shit about the derailment. He wrote, "Last week, they wouldn't shoot down a spy balloon over Montana for fear of the impact on civilians. The week before, they blew up thousands of gallons of toxic chemicals and poisoned the air and water supply in order to clear a train derailment. Someone make sense of this." Sure thing, Matt. I'll help you out. So as we discussed earlier, the they that blew up the trains was Norfolk Southern, a private company that has control over a railway in our very capitalist and cool country, and was allegedly able to act independently during the response to the derailment, something you probably support since you hate the idea of government when it's not catering to you. Meanwhile, the they that waited to explode a balloon while it hovered over populated areas was the US government and Pentagon. That's not to say the government doesn't bear responsibility for deregulating the rail industry or for their tepid response to the derailment. But the decision to burn 1 million pounds of poison and the decision to spare a mysterious balloon were made by two completely different entities, and not a single they as implied by Matt's excellently baby-brained tweet. I don't want to dwell on it, but it's kind of amazing how unserious Matt Walsh and the other conservative pundits like him are. Like, there are so many ways you can use the derailment news to point out why Biden sucks, as long as you're not beholden to pushing your political narrative at the same time. But since Walsh is a weird right-wing grifter and, dead-eyed freak, he certainly can't admit the role that deregulation might play in this event. So instead, he felt the need to try and mush together two talking points that have literally nothing to do with each other, implying that the Biden government is the sole reason behind this disaster and follow-up hazard. That said, it's not the fault of the government, including Biden's administration. They are, after all, in charge of, everything. But it's also not only Biden's fault. It's more like a melange of fault, a fruit medley of blame swirling in your mouth, and most of it's f***ing melon. And in these partisan times, that mixture is often lost by a lot of people. But not us and our big hunky brains. And so, of course, it's now time to point some juicy fingers. Can you taste it? Can you taste my fingers? But first, we have to do an ad break. But when we come back, blame! 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 You love it. You love blame. You sweet angel. Hello, Wormers. It's Cody. Ever since we introduced our hit character, Fakey, the interdimensional Wormcomer, the world simply couldn't get enough. We make most of our profit from Fakey merchandise just in Sweden alone. Sweden loves the Wormcomer. That's just a fact. And here's another fact. You can get Fakey, the interdimensional Wormcomer t-shirts and onesies over at the Some More News merch store. Just look at this Fakey mug. That's a Wormcomer cup you can drink your morning tea out of. It's cum yummers. I've also been told that we sell other things that aren't just a picture of a dog who comes worms. So there's that. There's actual merch there too, and not just, the cum shirt. So that's tpublic.com/stores/somemorenews for all your fakey merch. Once again, tpublic.com/stores/somemorenews, and you can be as cool as Fakey, who comes worms. We're back, and it's fingy time. Remember my finger juice promise from before the ads? Sweet, healing blame. let's do it. Starting with the big G.
feel like, yeah,
when I say the government
there's
bears
so
some
much-
responsibility in this disaster, I don't just mean the Biden
so many quotable
administration.
things
There have
throughout
been
their
many
essays that I
hands
feel
contributing
like
to this
could be
casserole,
turned into
including the
merch.
Trump administration and Republican opponents to Obama-era regulations. We'll dive into that casserole with more gusto later. But first, let's talk about Joe Biden, or should I say, Job Biden,
Got him.
because he's hiding from his job. Where is he? Huh? You know,
He's an Arab.
you. That was. It's fine. Instead of quickly and decisively issuing a condemnation of Norfolk Southern and committing to strengthening regulations, the Biden administration has been frustratingly evasive about the whole train problem. In the immediate aftermath of the derailment, Biden made no public statements. On February 16th, 13 days after the derailment and 10 days after the controlled release of the chemicals, the White House press
take a while.
secretary revealed that Biden had offered Ohio's governor federal assistance. You know, quietly and discreetly, because for some reason we didn't want to make a fuss about the president offering federal assistance to a small town besieged by
so
toxic
fucking weird.
gas.
Why would you
And
do
on
that?
February
That's
17th,
very
the
odd.
White House released a fact sheet indicating that they had deployed federal resources to East Palestine shortly after the derailment.
Okay.
Still, Biden himself hasn't deigned to actually visit the town or
True.
even give a public statement directly from his
Buttigieg
own
did.
mouth, which he likes to call the Joe hole.
Oh, good.
Finally, on February 21st, 19 days after the derailment, Biden tweeted about the ordeal with some light criticism of Norfolk Southern,
Light
saying,
criticism.
"Today, the EPA ordered the train company, Norfolk Southern, to pay for the cleanup and disposal of hazardous materials. This is common sense. This is their mess. They should
Yeah.
clean it up."
Yeah, it's pretty light.
Which, sure, that's all well and good, but it's
But-
hardly a fist-pumping moment of justice. That's kind of the bare minimum.
Yes.
Late.
Baseline.
Obviously, the people who own the poison train should be responsible for cleaning it up when it spills its poison everywhere. This gentlest of rebukes from the president just sounds like a tired substitute preschool teacher. Where's the cranky old popcorn fart who challenged a guy from Iowa to a push-up competition and once punched Malarkey in the dick so hard that there has been no Malarkey since?
Not one Malarkey.
But yeah, great. Norfolk Southern should clean up their mess. Good point from the Joe hole.
Good
Or
job.
rather, it could have
Yes.
been, because Biden's DOJ is siding with Norfolk Southern
Oh,
in the
good.
company's bid to block lawsuits related to their reckless
so
handling of hazardous materials.
goddamn scummy.
Specifically, they're doing this in a Supreme Court case that would stop a previous lawsuit that was brought by a rail worker who has cancer. The worker alleges that his cancer was caused by exposure to asbestos and other chemicals while working for Norfolk Southern, and that he was not provided PPE or measures to protect himself. This suit predates the derailment, but if it
infuriates
is
me.
struck down, it would set a precedent that might make it more difficult for people affected by the derailment to sue Norfolk Southern, and in general would make it more difficult for people to get any justice when it comes to large corporations. Nothing like some
So
good
it would be used as
old-fashioned tort
precedent. That's
reform
great.
that protects weak and feeble corporations
Yep.
from the vicious claws of the people they've injured.
Poor corporations. And a person has to
So yeah, Biden sucks. Sucks right from his Joe hole. Then, of course, Pete Buttigieg took about 10 days to tweet about the derailment, which isn't ideal given his position as
He did
Secretary
show
of Transportation.
Yeah, good
And I'm
point.
almost certain and now told that a train does count as transportation.
Good
In a
fact
CBS
checking.
interview, Buttigieg acknowledged that he could have spoken sooner about how strongly I felt about this incident. And that's a lesson learned for me. Oh, good.
Oh,
Well,
good. Glad
as
you
long
learned a
as he
lesson.
learned his lesson. Nevertheless, Buttigieg's people are frustrated at the heat he's getting and are quick to point out that Buttigieg did 23 interviews in the 10 days after the accident and was never asked about it.
Legislation.
Of course, the argument they're making is that it was the media's responsibility to bring up the derailment and not the Secretary of Transportation's duty to,
talk
I don't know, maybe mention it once over the course of 24 interviews. The great communicator, tongue-tied because he can't think of the incident he felt so strongly about.
So strong.
And while it's not wrong to say that it was a failure of the media to not ask about
Agreed.
it, it's an odd defense to say that the government official responsible for every moving vehicle in the
Seems like
United
he could've
States
brought it up.
didn't have any responsibility
Could have
to
thought
address
about it.
the derailment on his own. But don't worry, Donald Darius Jefferson Trump was ready to pick up the slack and visit East Palestine to pretend
that.
to be a hero.
He did
We're
do that.
bringing thousands of bottles of water, Trump water, actually.
Trump water.
Most of it.
Trump water.
Some of it we had to go to a much lesser quality water. you want to get those Trump bottles, I think, more than anybody else. But we're bringing a lot of water.
Thanks for the water, you coup-having anthropomorphic casino rug. But because Democrats had bafflingly seeded the issue and stepped down from the ladder that was right next to the hoop, they could have just dropped the ball in. Daddy Indictment was able to show up and lie as much as he wanted, uncontested. He claimed that Biden and FEMA said they would not send federal aid to East Palestine under any circumstance, which is not true at all. Governor Mike, I need a bottle for all my DeWine, has confirmed that the White House has offered help, but that he hasn't accepted the help.
Oh, is that right?
And when a reporter asked Trump about his administration killing an Obama-era regulation that would have required trains carrying hazardous materials to have more modern braking systems, Trump fell back on his battle-tested strategy of denying objective reality and somehow getting away with it.
He loves it.
What do you make
It's
of
his shit.
Biden, or rather Buttigieg's criticism of you pulling back rail regulations? Do you think it would have made
No,
a
I
difference?
had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
You did.
You did have
Your
something to do
entire
with it.
administration
Like,
did. That's
objectively
the whole point
so.
of your administration.
You
Cut taxes
did
for
that
rich and
thing.
deregulate.
But even though
corporations.
Trump is lying about this, by filling a void left by the
Pile of
Biden
shit.
administration's lack of response, he is able to quite effortlessly win the optics game.
I guess,
Very
is
true.
there anything that you'd want to share with folks who don't live here in East Palestine to kind of spread some
Pathetic.
message out to the rest of the people who might be watching about what's actually happening here?
It's crazy, and I think they should do more about it.
You think?
All these little Trump burritos know is what their parents have told
Exactly.
them, and that a
And what
former
Trump has told
president visited their little town and claimed he cared about them. Yes, he's lying to them, but if they feel like the government's abandoned them, what's stopping them from believing that lie? Even if Biden quietly offered help to the governor of Ohio behind the scenes, which he did, he couldn't be bothered to come to East Palestine and let the residents know he's got their backs. Trump may be acting in grotesquely bad faith, but given the tepid response from Biden and Buttigieg, it does kind of seem like the White House doesn't care about them. Buttigieg claimed in a tweet that he's constrained by Trump-era deregulations, but
right now.
critics say he does have the authority to expand the definition of high-hazard trains to cover trains like the recently exploded one, which would then allow for greater regulation. Obviously, whether he's able to do it might involve courts or require legislation, but shouldn't
we might
they
stream
try?
gameplay. I'm not
Or
sure
at
if we'll be
least
able to.
make a show of
I'd
trying.
like to.
I mean, come on, guys. How hard is it to impress a child? They're so gullible. Luckily, while the Biden administration's response has been limp and floppy, plenty of progressive politicians have been speaking out about the situation and either calling for action or taking direct action themselves. Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown visited East Palestine and acknowledged locals' frustration, expressing a need for rail regulations, saying, "I want to see rail safety legislation pass in the next few weeks." It didn't. Boppin' Bernie Sanders is using the current scrutiny on the rail industry to demand that Norfolk Southern cover sick leave for employees, a thing it is kind of weird they aren't already required to do. The progressive group River Valley Organizing is on the ground canvassing and holding public meetings, creating a list of demands they have of Norfolk Southern following the disaster, as well as convening scientific and environmental experts to answer the questions that residents have over safety. All of this is good, but unfortunately, progressive efforts to take on this issue have already been undermined by the Biden administration's stance on the Railway Workers Union, when the administration prevented rail workers from striking and forced through a deal for the Rail Workers Union that still didn't address their need for paid sick days. Rail workers have been complaining about companies putting profit over worker welfare and rail safety for a while now. Back in June of 2022, Division President of the Transportation Communications Union Dom Grissom warned the railroad business model and increased pressures from management have created a ticking time bomb on our nation's rails.
How long ago was
And
that?
he wasn't the only guy who could see the future. Back in 2021, rail unions warned of precision scheduled railroading, a cost-cutting method of decreasing the amount of time taken for operations. The unions argued that this rigid time-cutting scheduling makes it harder for workers to conduct safety checks.
Yeah, no shit.
Time is money, after all. In that both are fake. And if you make enough money,
Also true.
you can feel confident risking a chemical spill over a Midwestern town because you can afford the limited repercussions, if any even exist. When your profits are in the billions, fines for flagrantly endangering the public are just part of the cost of doing business. To wit, in 2022, Norfolk Southern's gross profit was $4.8 billion. their initial response to the derailment was to offer a $25,000 payoff to East Palestine.
To the whole town.
As in the
town.
entire town and not individuals, before it was clear that the disaster was going to receive any scrutiny and attention. That's less than pennies to them. Then they upped
really
that
is.
to $6.5 million after all the press coverage. But that's just pennies to them, only a fraction of what they spend on stock buybacks. It's almost as if this company is so big that they can do whatever they want because the repercussions are nothing to them.
Please leave.
The Ohio Attorney General is suing Norfolk Southern over the derailment, but it's unclear whether Norfolk Southern will face any consequences for the disaster, which is a problem because while we can point at the Biden administration's lackluster response and failure to support the rail union, or the Trump administration's gutting of rail regulations, Norfolk Southern and the rest of the rail industry have fought hard to systematically push for deregulations for decades. In 2014, in response to an increase in train derailments, the Obama administration proposed to increase regulations on trains carrying hazardous waste. But after pressure from the rail industry, the regulations only ended up focusing on crude oil transport rather than hazardous chemicals. You know, like the kind in the train we've been talking about. In addition, the train that derailed in East Palestine isn't classified as a high hazard flammable train. See? In 2015, the National Transportation Safety Board argued that trains carrying chemicals like vinyl chloride should be considered high-hazard flammable trains, even if they were smaller trains. But the Obama administration denied them that classification for some reason. They did require trains classified as hazardous to upgrade to ECP brakes, or electronically controlled pneumatic brakes, but Republicans delayed the requirement for years. Hey, here's a totally unrelated fact. In 2017, the rail industry donated $6 million to GOP campaigns, and after that, Trump and Senate Republicans rescinded the regulation that would force the rail industry to update braking systems on trains carrying hazardous materials. Boy, that shouldn't be a thing that is true, and yet it is a thing that is true because of an abstract concept we invented to quantify purchasing power. For years and years, corporations like Norfolk Southern have fought tooth and rail to stop safety regulations that could prevent disasters like what happened in Ohio. But the CEO of Norfolk Southern says he's deeply sorry. So I guess that's that. Nothing more to see here, folks. They said sorry. Let's pack it up. But before we go, maybe we should go through a history of how corporations like Norfolk Southern have regularly gotten away with ecological and health disasters. You know, for funsies.
In general,
Norfolk Southern's East Palestine derailment isn't our country's first time at the old train rodeo. As I noted at the beginning of this, there are an average of 1,700 train derailments in the U.S. every year, although most of them don't result in as spectacular a chemical explosion as the East Palestine derailment. But in general, there have been many, many disasters, even bigger ones, where corporations get away with the devastating, long-lasting impacts of their up. There are so many of these examples, there's only one good way to go through them all.
Let's do it.
With a song.
Oh God, let's not do it. Let's backtrack and undo it. Oh, okay. Well, it's acoustic, so maybe it won't be horrible. Okay. Well, Pin, now he's got a harmonica, and yeah, there you go. Gonna put that right in there. Excellent. I did not know that's how those worked, but it makes sense. And he's deep throating that harmonica, huh? Is that like a breakaway guitar or something? The panels are shining real weird. Anyways, okay, we're just gonna do that Family Guy joke. Or Conway Twitty.
Where?
Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus.
And socks in their fathers' mouths. Boy, that took a weird turn. Okay, so just to recap my song. In 2005, a train derailment in Graniteville, South Carolina resulted in the deaths of 9 people and a leak of 90,000 tons of liquid chlorine. which killed another person 4 months later.
Of course it did, yes.
15 years later, people were still coping with the health impacts, including decreased lung function, increased blood pressure, and PTSD. The rail operator? Our friends at Norfolk Southern.
Hey, guys.
In a lawsuit, Norfolk Southern was ordered to pay $2,000 to each person affected by the evacuation, and $200 per person per day spent evacuating, which seems like kind of not a lot of money for being gassed with chlorine and enduring 15 years of potential health impacts.
Correct.
In total, Norfolk Southern spent around $10 million in settlements, during which lawyers for the rail operator complained that the plaintiffs used unfair emotional appeals by talking about the deadly chemicals that killed those who could not outrun it, even though that seems to be exactly what happened.
He said.
On top of that, Norfolk Southern had to pay $4 million for the derailment. So roughly $14 or $15 million total for blasting a town with 90,000 tons of chlorine and, oh right, also killing 10 people. Hey, remember earlier when I said that Norfolk Southern reported $4.8 billion in profit in 2022? Well, they reported $4.8 billion in profit in 2022. So that $14 million penalty for poisoning people to death with their train super fucking sucks. It's the monetary equivalent of a dunce cap, just the cost of doing business. It's literally baked into corporate budgets.
It really
because
is.
these kinds of accidents are so common, there have been plenty of blink and you'll miss it disasters, like the train that derailed in northern Louisiana on January 27th of 2023 and leaked propanoic acid, forcing an evacuation of the area. But it's not just the trains that are to blame for dousing the American people with their deadly farts. A factory explosion that occurred on February 20th of this year, also in Ohio, has received almost no national attention. I hadn't even heard of it until just now, and I scrapbook corporate environmental disasters. It's a weird thing that I do. The explosion in Oakwood Village involved lead materials, and locals weren't immediately informed of the potential danger of lead contamination. Incidentally, the community where the explosion occurred is 2/3 black, which probably has nothing to do with the lack of attention they've received compared to East Palestine.
Oops, you just got banned by Florence Post.
While it's true that hazardous train spills that result in disasters like the Graniteville chlorine spill or East Palestine explosion aren't too common, it seems that companies are often a little too relaxed about making sure their huge metal chemical buckets on wheels are safe.
Of course.
Violations of regulations for hazardous cargo have been increasing, which could either be good or bad depending on how you look at it. In the past 5 years, inspectors have seen a 36% increase in violations, but this could simply be the result of a 2016 audit by the Department of Transportation's Inspector General's office that cracked down on slackadaisical rail inspectors. So violations could either be increasing or we're just recording them more accurately because of the crackdown on inspections. But just in case you were worried, there aren't more examples of companies getting away with inflicting grievous harm on the general public. And if you were weird, don't fret. There's definitely more. Perhaps one of the most flagrant cases of a CEO getting away with incredible and deadly corruption is Don Blankenship, former CEO of Massey Energy, and an aggressive lobbyist who ignored safety regulations in his coal operations.
There you go.
He was at the helm at Massey Energy in 2000 when a massive coal slurry leak poisoned the fresh waterways with 300 million gallons of coal sludge, killing millions of fish, contaminating the water of tens of thousands of people, and making sludge disgustingly horny. Fortunately, he went to jail for his crimes. I'm just kidding. Sorry. I can't say it with a straight face. Hoo boy, the news is fun, gang. No, obviously Don Blankenship did not go to jail because he makes too much money for too many powerful people. People like Mitch McConnell and Elaine Chao, who during the Bush administration helped ensure that the investigation into Martin County coal ended up closing with just a $5,600 fine. But I'm sure Blankenship learned his lesson, you know, which is what happens when you suffer absolutely no consequences for your reckless behavior. I mean, what are we going to do? Send him to prison? It's not like he went on to cause the death of 29 people in a mine explosion in 2010, except holy fucking shit, that's exactly what he did. Blankenship secretly conspired to violate safety regulations for the Upper Big Branch mine that he ran in West Virginia. And it turned out that those safety regulations were pretty important because the mine fucking exploded. For that, Blankenship did go to federal prison for 10
Hey,
months,
yay,
which
that's
doesn't seem
great.
like a lot
It was
for
not
killing
horrible.
29 people with your flagrant negligence. But hey,
Acre site is
it's
not
more than
pleasant,
most
no matter
former
what the
CEOs
conditions.
get. But despite his
Wow.
obvious ghoulish crime, Blankenship
had a
refused to
4-acre
succumb to the
site
woke
in
mob
prison?
and complained in an open letter to Trump that coal supervisors are not
Wait a
criminals
dick.
and the
Yes, you
laws they work under today are already frightening enough for them.
Shut the
See?
fuck up.
The laws that he specifically ignored, resulting in the deaths of 29 people, were
scary for
scary, you guys. At least as scary as a horrific mine explosion, if not more so.
Of course.
Hasn't he already been punished enough? I'm so scared. Thankfully, Blankenship received a well-deserved reprieve from the tyranny of the consequences of his own
depressing. It's
actions
just
when he
depressing.
scored $86 million in a payout after his company, Massey Energy, was bought out by Alpha Natural Resources.
Right.
What do you call a golden parachute for committing an atrocity?
Parachute made of human screams.
Look,
That tracks.
prison sucks. It's a broken, predatory system that runs on an engine of human suffering, just
Yes,
like
it does.
corporate America. So you'll rarely hear me argue in favor of longer prison sentences for anyone, unless it's for like a really sinister character, like Hitler on a motorcycle made up of tinier Hitlers. But the naked cynicism and disdain the justice system shows for people who have the audacity to be poor is
Yeah, it's
staggering.
insane.
Mandatory minimum
that's what
sentencing for
bail's
drug
about.
crimes if death or serious injury results is 20 years. Blankenship violated safety regulations and blew up 29 of his employees, landing him a body count higher than most serial killers. And he got 10 months. And this was after he already put people in danger 10 years prior. If our justice
true.
system has
If a law, I just saw his face. If the cost of a law is a fine and not immediate jail time or, the cost of breaking a law essentially is a fine. If that's your punishment, then that law only exists for poor people. Our prison system is extremely broken. Bail is meant to go against poor people. It all is allowing the rich and those with capital ways around it. That's all it is. It's all just designed to fuck the poor. So yeah, our justice system is entirely broken, and I am in a different camp in that I do believe in longer prison sentences for certain people, but those people are the people who spend 10 months for killing 29 people. I said
any
people a
point,
lot.
shouldn't it be making sure that people don't keep doing bad things to other people? And so why is it somehow
Look,
different in Don Blankenship's
said it too.
case? I guess because he did it in the pursuit of corporate profits. It's somehow not the same as a drug dealer shooting someone or causing an overdose. Not only that, Blankenship managed to get $86 million from the very company he fatally mismanaged. I'm not saying we should throw all CEOs in prison when their crimes kill people.
Yes, we should.
I'm not only
There you
saying
go.
that, but we could at least be consistent on what the punishment for killing people is.
That'd be nice.
And not have the sentence be inversely proportional to your 401k. That shouldn't even be a controversial take, right? If you purposefully ignore regulations that you know are there to protect lives, and it results in people dying, you should be held accountable for it, the same as anyone else.
Yeah.
You killed those people. So to answer what happened in East Palestine and why it happened, well, it's kind of a failing of our criminal justice system. While our government goes after
Sure,
a disproportionate
because
amount
they
of
don't fear
offenses
the
committed by the lower classes,
recompense?
these huge, terrible, disaster-causing corporate crimes are getting slaps on the wrist.
Agreed.
Because these companies give our government money and handle our infrastructure. You know, like the mafia would.
Oh my God.
It's a mob
Yes.
doing what it
Yes,
wants while
100%.
working with the people who enforce the rules. And when they don't enforce the rules, then those rules are going to be broken a lot. And I think this is why mainstream Democrats like Biden have a lot of trouble addressing this stuff. Because in order to fix this, you'd have to take on corporations head on.
Yeah, but he's a
corporations
neolib.
that are
That's
no
not gonna
doubt
happen.
seen as vital to our infrastructure. By coming down hard on these CEOs, you'd be waging war with a huge part of capitalism.
But neolibs love capitalism.
And by extension, admitting the faults of that system, including the blood on our own government's hands. Meanwhile, Republicans can circumvent the issue by blaming the woke mob or whatever,
fucking-
whoever, whatever.
what
The
is-
wokes
what
made
are
me poison the people.
Sure.
That's the edge they have. They can make up a boogeyman, fire up their base, and
It's
still
insane.
manage
We
to avoid
live
the actual
in the most
hard
insane
conversation.
Fine.
I'm not even exaggerating.
No, he's right.
After seeing
They
another
just
Norfolk
make
Southern
shit
train
completely
derailed
fuck
this
up.
weekend, I was reminded of the fact that the company wrote to shareholders stating that it is focused on DEI. This administration's focus on DEI is forcing private companies to rethink their goals. And one has to wonder, was Norfolk Southern's DEI policies are directing resources away from the important things like greasing wheel bearings?
Extremely unserious stuff. Just honka clown shoes bullshit. It seems so overtly obvious that DEI, or diversity, equity, and inclusion, has absolutely nothing to do with a train derailing or
They're
a
not even the
bank
same-
failing for that matter. But if you're someone who's angry, perhaps screwed over by a similar disaster, or just tired of seeing corporations get away with so many crimes or misdeeds, or who feels like the country is degrading in basic quality things like infrastructure or wages or whatever, well, you want someone to actually explain what's going wrong
Ooh, I
and
wish
how
I
to
could
fix
say the
that
things
thing.
in my brain.
And if no one will actually admit to what the problem really is, or even recognize that there is a problem, it's easy to find yourself believing anyone offering answers, even if the answer is, silly and wrong. Like how isobutylene, one of these spilt chemicals, is also used for a process designed to detect and hunt boars. What?
30 to 50 for boars.
It's just a coincidence. It's a coincidence. Like how Norfolk Southern ships to a place called the Wild Boar Mine? Seriously? What? Okay. Calm down. Calm down, everyone. Everyone be cool. Everyone be cool. Everyone be cool. I'm gonna do like a little bit of, I'm gonna just do some research, okay? No one freak out. No one is freaking out. No one freak out because no one is freaking out. I'm gonna warn the country of the impending hog disaster.
30 to 50
In
per
hell, they have our trains. We're already dead.
I mean, we've had
Okay, bye.
We've had feral hogs for decades. That's what the protests were about in 2020. All the feral hogs. Oh god. Alright, I was just gonna cut it here, but
We're already dead.
okay, well.
Like the video.
Nope, not doing this. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it right here. We're gonna come back hopefully in time for the state of play, and we might do another couple hours there. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you, Heck and Gosh, for the sub, and I will see you guys a little bit later. Got some work to do until then. Bye bye.